and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in southern Tasmania. Thanks for joining me. I realised that I have chosen the same time to go live as my upline Donna. So hopefully you're either watching her or watching me, and you're watching me on replay, which would be lovely if you're over watching her at this time. But anyway, that's fine. Just checking my volume seems fine, and I'll share over to group, and then we can get started. I'm a couple of minutes early because there are a few things happening in the craft room at the moment that I wanted to share with you before we actually start crafting. So I thought we'd get those done out of the way, and then other people who join us at 10 o'clock can see the rest of our crafting. A few things in my world at the moment. February Fun Fold Zoom is tomorrow afternoon. If you ladies are joining me for that, that's tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern Daylight Savings Time. So that's my time. Soon Daylight Savings will be over and we'll get back on the same time, which would be lovely. But anyway, so that's February Fun Fold. I have opened March Fun Fold, and I have a few kits spare if you're interested in joining us for that one. This is March. I've used the theme of diamond cards for my March class. As you know, if you do my classes, I have a theme every month where we explore a certain type of card, a type of fun fold, and this time I've chosen diamond fold cards. We have a diamond easel there. We have a pop-up diamond, which is this one here. And we have a floating diamond, which is this one here. So all of the cards feature a diamond-shaped design, and we'll make all three of those. I've decorated mine with the brand new Spring Celebration ephemera, but you can use whatever you want in the craft room, or pop an order in for the ephemera as well. It's obviously available separately from my online store. So that's March's Fun Fold class. As I say, I have some spare at the moment. If I run out of those, I will have to order some more paper, but during March you can definitely order that one to do with us. And the Zoom for that one will be I've got to remember, the 4th Sunday of March, which I think puts it towards about the 23rd, something like that. Also in the craft room, brand new for me, I'm still feeling my way with it a bit at the moment, is the monthly scrapbooking club. So I think it's going well. Ladies seem to be enjoying it and be quite thankful for the videos and things that I do. It's an online club, which is why I'm feeling my way with it a bit, because not many scrapbooking classes are online. They're usually face-to-face from what I can gather. But this month we are doing the very, very cute Meant to Be workshop kit. Workshop kit. Here's the standard layouts here. So what we're doing with this one is that you purchase the kit from me, pay for the kit and postage. That's all you pay for, so you're not paying any extra for the class. I will do videos with the cutting and the assembly of the 3 Stampin' Up! Suggested layouts. With the leftovers from that, I will put together 5 or 6 card designs with the leftovers from your kit, so you can pop those in and not waste any of your wonderful designer series paper. And I will also do 3 alternate layouts with the same kit as well. So that's what we do every month. As I say, very new to me. We're going to sort of change it up and twist it around as we go. But yeah, I think the ladies are enjoying it so far. I'll just show you what I mean by what we actually do. I've got last month's results over here. Just bear with me. I'm walking away from the camera a wee bit there. So this is what we did last month. We did the Everyday You and Me kit. So I'll just show you what we actually did. As I mentioned, we do the 3 Stampin' Up! Layouts. I'm just going to be careful with my mouse. It's over there and it's going to pause things if I press it. We did the 3 Stampin' Stamping Up suggested layouts. So layout 1, can't fit them all in the screen. Layout 2, or layout 1, layout 2, and layout 3. So these are just the layouts as per the Stamping Up suggestions. Then I did 3 of my own alternate layouts, which you could use if you wanted to. So that's my layout left and right. If I'm going to show these things, I need to move my camera up, don't I? This one I really love. This is my alternate layout 2. So this is just using the kit, just in a different way. Layout 2, which I really like. I like that one. That's my favourite alternate layout. And the third layout I did was a 8x8, which is probably easier to see in the camera, so I did that one. So that's our 3 alternate layouts, depending on how you like to say that. Just move that out of the way. And I did 5 cards with the leftovers as well. And these are them here. So with the bees this month, we'll do exactly the same thing. I'll do the Stampin' Up layouts. I'll do the alternate layouts, and I'll do some cards as well. So they're the cards I put together with the Everyday You and Me leftovers from the kit. So yeah, some really lovely colours and designs there for last month. So as I say, this month we're using the bees, the Meant to Be. So if you'd like to join us, if you like that one as well, you'd be very welcome to purchase the Everyday You and Me kit and join the club and just be one kit behind. That wouldn't worry me at all if you like what you've seen then. So that's my scrapbooking club. I haven't scrapbooked for many years, so I am just getting back into it now that Stampin' Up has a new scrapbooking range. I'm just getting back into it myself. So I'm finding the workshop kit's really easy and fun as a start to get back into scrapbooking. Okay, Stampin' Up has some online exclusives coming, some new online exclusives coming next month in March, which isn't that far away. I'm going to be looking at one of them today, this one here, which is the Thankful Garden Suite collection. It comes with, and the reason I purchased this one, and you guys know me all too well by now, is that it has a mask. It has a decorative mask, which I can never resist a good decorative mask. They always make me feel much more clever than I actually am. So I really enjoy them, and whenever I see them, I always tend to grab them. So decorative mask there comes with the stamp set. So the decorative mask actually does both of those flowers. You'll see it when we start crafting in a minute. You can do both of those main flowers with the mask. Not at the same time, separately, but, you know, you can use both of them, which is really handy. So a really nice little flower scene there with some lovely sentiments. We've got the dies that obviously cut out the flowers and all the little bits and bobs around it, and we've got the decorative mask. Now in the suite, it comes with usual add-ons. We've got some really cute, really lovely fresh freesia ribbon, I think it is. It's a fresh freesia, and it's actually a velvet. Haven't used that one yet, but we will. And some really shiny little flower looking starburst sequins, they're called, but they've got little flower details on them as well. So that's really cute. And I suppose the highlight, which is often the case, the highlight is the designer series paper. Just move my thing a little bit closer there. Designer series paper has some gorgeous flowers. Haven't tried yet, but they look suspiciously like the dies would cut them out. Some lovely crushed curry is the yellow, garden green is the green, the blue is blueberry bushel, I believe, and you've got some lovely tone-on tones on the back as well. So really nice paper. We're going to use that today for the 2 projects that I'm going to show you. Okay, so I think that is just about it for my advertising. Scrapbook Club, March Funfold, and online exclusives. So I bought a few things from the online exclusives pre-order. that I'll show you over the next few videos. But yeah, I really liked what's coming to you in March. Okay, so I'll pop that aside. Scrapbook Club, blah, blah, blah. I think that's all I wanted to show you at this stage. Okay, so speaking of March, March is going to be a big month for demonstrators across Australia, and for me, we're off to Onstage. Well, I'm off to Onstage, and I know a few of my lovely team and some friends are going to Onstage in Brisbane as well in March. And so what happens when you get to Onstage, if anyone hasn't been there before, at some, I don't know if it's a pre-appointed hour or whether the demonstrators that are at Onstage have some sort of feel for when it's about to happen, but we all seem to time it to get together in one big room and we do swaps. So it's a really great way of seeing how other people are using the current produce and to grab some ideas and some takeaways as well. So you tend to make some swaps. I make anything between 20 and 30, 40, 50, depending on what I'm making and how complicated it is. And you swap them with other demonstrators and yeah, it's just a really nice time to meet people, put faces to names and, have a bit of a chat and catch up with old friends. So this year I'm making what I've called a matchbook or matchbox treat holder. So this is the one I've made, and now we're talking about the bees. So this is the paper for the Meant to Be workshop kit. Actually, I've used one of the papers from that. Fussy cut some little bees from the same paper, and hope your day is sweet. And that's from the ice cream bundle. But anyway, I thought it was appropriate for this little gift holder or treat holder. You actually open it up. It's got some M&M party pack in there, and it's actually been stapled there so that the M&Ms aren't going to come out. And then you use that to flick it closed. So that is going to be my swap, or one of my swaps at Onstage, and I thought I'd show you how I popped that together today. So I have rigged it a little bit so that I get as many of these out of pieces of cardstock and designer series paper as I possibly can. You guys know how much I hate to waste and to leftovers, so I do sort of fiddle the measurements a little bit so that I get the maximum amount out of everything that I do. So I'm going to use some of the paper from the brand new Thankful Garden suite, and the yellow, as I mentioned, is crushed curry. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut this off for you. So I might be being a little bit ambitious to actually be doing this all from scratch, but I thought, hey, if I can't make a fool of myself in front of you guys, who can I make a fool of myself in front of? And the very first thing I need is my trimmer, and it's gone, wanders somewhere. Bear with me. I'll try and find my backup trimmer. Here's my backup trimmer. We'll use this one instead. Okay, so the measurements for this, and I'll pop them into the description if you'd like them for later on, it is 8 1/4 long. So I've managed to maintain the whole width of our A4 paper, and I'm going to make them just a smidgen under 3 inches wide. So it's actually, and I hate to get to 1/16ths for you because I know that's confusing. It's actually 2 15/16ths. So it's so close to 3 inches that it's not funny. So if I convert that to centimetres, it's probably easier. It's 7.5 centimetres wide. So this trimmer doesn't have any blades in it. That's why it's my backup trimmer, obviously. Hang on, I'm going to have to find my trimmer because I'm not doing anything with no blades. Where are you? I had it like 2 seconds ago. Oh, there you are. Oh, goodness me. Trimmer with no blades. That's not very good at all. I'll pop you back. You need blades. Here's my trimmer. Okay. Somebody pointed out to me the other day that I actually use my trimmer backwards. So I apologise for that. I use my trimmer like a left-handed person, apparently. Hello to all the left-handed people out there. I am actually sort of left-handed. I don't know if I've mentioned this to you before, but I am sort of left-handed. I do some things left-handedly. I kick a football left-handed, and I play the recorder left-handed. I found that in primary school. So I think actually I'm part of that generation where if you were left-handed, they tried to make you right-handed. So I think probably deep down I was meant to be left-handed and got encouraged the other way. My son, my eldest, is actually left-handed. So if there's any genetic component, he probably got that from me. So I am a bit weird. So if you're watching and you're going, you've got your trimmer around the wrong way, and yeah, I probably do. Okay, so the scoring for this one is at 3/4 is the first one. And I'm going to score the whole page because I think I get 4 out of this if I play my cards right. Then at 4 3/8, at 4 7/8, and that's the scoring. And then all I do is cut it, as I said, a smidgen under 3 inches wide. Now, if you don't care too much about how many you get out of a piece of cardstock, then you can go to your 3 inches wide and, not really worry too much. But as I say, I'm trying to get as many of them as I possibly can out of my cardstock and designer series paper, so I've got lots to give away at Onstage. So there you are. Out of that one piece of cardstock, I've got the bases for 4 of our little treat holders. Oh, I need to keep you. Okay, so this is the designer series paper I'm going to use for this little batch. It's from, as I say, the Thankful Garden Suite. It's got some lovely little crushed curry flowers and some green leaves on one side. And this is actually quite nice on the other side. It's sort of just black and white leaves. So you could colour those if you had lost the will to live at any stage. Yeah, you could colour those in. Okay, so I'm going to cut the paper so that I've got a 1/8 of an inch or 3mm border all the way around. I'm going to make sure I keep my pattern facing the right way and just cut that. So then I'm going to pop, and I'll show you, this is my sort of template here that I mucked around with. I need one piece of paper for the little flap at the bottom, and I need another piece for the top. So they're the 2 parts I'm going to cover with paper. The first one, we know that we scored that at 3/4 of an inch, so I'm going to go at 5/8 of an inch for that, just like that. And I've got to remember now how big the other one is. So there, what's that? 3 3/8. So another one is going to be 3 1/4. So I think from memory I can get 3 of them from one pass from one strip of the paper. What did I say? That was 3/4, so 5/8, and then 3 1/4. So there we are. So that 12-inch strip of designer series paper, I've got enough bits to cover 3 of my matchbook holders. There we are, 1, 2, 3. So we'll just do one. Take those apart. I'll put those aside. That's our later ones. So as you can tell, I can get, if I get 3 from a 3-inch strip, then I'm going to get 12 from a 12 by 12 piece of paper. So I'll get 12 little covers from that one piece of designer series paper. And I got 4. Yeah, I've got 4 from a single piece of cardstock. So if I use 3 pieces of cardstock, I'll get the 12 from that. So 12 from that, 12 from that. I've made 12 matching matchboxes. Okay, don't think I need you again. I'll get rid of you. Then what we're going to do is grab one of these. As I said, the little piece down there. Where's my glue? Glue. Here it is. I've been recording videos for the meant to be scrapbooking workshop this morning, so everything's a little bit all about. It's amazing you sort of notice that the things you need for scrapbooking are different to the things you need for card making. So blocks get put away, rulers get bought out. Everything's a little bit different. Oh, here we go. Hopefully this is the glue that's decided to work. I hadn't used glue this morning, so I had the wrong glue out. I've been using snail instead. Okay, so that goes in there. This one goes there. And then what you do is bring in your snack, your treat that you're giving, which in this case is a fun size M&Ms. I bought 3 packets and I think I've already eaten one just for myself, so don't judge me. I can never buy Easter eggs go in the shops so early. In Australia anyway. I'm not sure about anywhere else in the world, but we've got Easter eggs. We had Easter eggs in the shops as soon as Boxing Day was over, to be honest. Anyway, so if I buy them too early, I just eat them and then have to rebuy them. So I tend to buy them at the last minute. I shouldn't have to buy them at all now. The kids are away from home. But anyway, I tend to buy them something and then eat it and then have to replace it. Okay, so what we do is we bring the little sealed end of our treat. We just pop that in and under that little 3/4 of an inch score. We bring in our stapler. This is just my normal old stapler, and you just pop a single staple in there, and that holds that in place, and it also gives you a little flap to fold that up and under. And there you are, you've got one of your little matchbook treat holders. And all I have to do now is give that a little bit of decoration. So what I'm going to do, I thought, is bring the paper in. I'll actually use the decorative mask in the next project, but I thought for this one, just to show you, where was that? I would fussy cut some piece of the flower. So just a nice little piece of flower. Just fussy cut that. Oh. Which one will I do? Maybe this little pink one. Yeah, he's nice and close to the edge, so I'll do that one. I'm just going to fussy cut that. Just bear with me while I do so. As I say, I think the hydrangea looking one and this pink one would fit with the dies, so maybe I should have used those, but they're a bit big. But I'll just fussy cut this one. Just not very fussy, but I'll fussy cut it. There we are. There. I don't know how I'll do the rest of them when I come to do the other 12 or other 11. We'll see what I do. I don't fancy fussy cutting 11 of these. Maybe I'll stamp something from the stamp set. So is anyone watching going to their local Onstage? If you're a demonstrator, did you manage to get in for Onstage? I know ours sold out here in Australia. The Brisbane one sold out within 24 hours, I think it was. But I heard that the North America one wasn't far behind. It sold out pretty quick. And the Europe one as well. So did you get a ticket? I wasn't. At the time, I wasn't Silver Elite. I'd let my Silver Elite status drop. I'd gone back to Silver, so I couldn't get the advantage of the early sign up. So I thought, I was definitely going to miss out, but thankfully we got in. Yes, it was really good. I'm having a few extra days in Brisbane with some girlfriends from Stamping Up. Wonderful friends you make. If they're watching, Jan and Beck, we're going to have a bit of a girls' extended Brisbane stay, which will be fun. Don't know. I haven't actually, I've been to the Gold Coast, I've been to Queensland many times, but I've never actually spent an extended period of time in Brisbane. So I'm quite looking forward to it. Sharon, you're going? Yes, I'll definitely catch up, Sharon. Maybe we'll have a drink or something, grab a coffee or something else. That would be lovely to catch up and spend some time. Yeah, Joan, you missed out. Yeah, no, it was really fast. It was like lightning fast, because I know a friend of mine tried to get tickets or get a ticket just after us, and she like just missed out. It was crazy how quick it went. I think it was because we've got all our lovely close to my heart friends now, and I don't think they'd had a gathering of their own for a while, so I think they were all mega keen. Okay, so I'm going to just pop a little 2-inch circle there, pop that on the front. I'm going to have my little flower around the edge there. And what sentiment have we got? Have we got anything that's appropriate for a on-stage gift? With love. How about that? I'll use the with love from the new stamp set, whatever that is. As I say, the swaps are an amazing way of catching up with people you haven't seen for the previous year, or if you watch somebody on YouTube and you wanted to catch up, you sort of see them at swaps. It's a great way of saying, hey, I watch you, or I really like your stuff. So if you do see me there, like I'm going to catch up with Sharon, we seem to see each other at every onstage. It's going to be great. So if you see me and you watch these videos, please come up and say hi. I've got a couple of my team coming along, which is wonderful. I think it's the first time I've had team members there. South Bank is a very nice area to visit. Yeah, okay, so thank you, Sandra. I will definitely take that on board. One of the people I'm travelling with, Jan, she's a bit of a traveller, so she said she was going to organise me, which I love when people organise me, because I'm not really very good at organising myself. Somebody asked me yesterday whether I'm doing a paper share with the new online exclusives, and I thought, oh, I really, really can't commit, because I'll end up over-committing and under-delivering, and I hate that. I hate that from my working days, and I hate it now as well. Sometimes you know you've reached your limit. Now, I haven't put that on the right spot at all. I'll take it off briefly and put that on. So I just want that little flower, which isn't an ideal colour, I realise now, but that's okay. They go okay together. I'm going to pop that little flower on so that it just caresses the words. Just like that there. Pop some dimensionals on the back just to keep it in place. Needs one there as well. That's okay. And this one will pretty much be done. I might pop the little bling on there as well. So where's that new bling? Here it is. So it's got the colours, as usual, it's got the colours from the paper featured in the bling. So it'll be a fresh freesia, I suppose, and there's a white or a very pale pink, and then there's the crushed curry as well. So as I say, if you've forgotten, if you didn't hear me mention, it's the Thankful Garden suite, and it's available to customers the first week of March. I'm just going to use the little crushed curry. Ah, where did you go? All the way over there. Little crushed curry bling. You're going to run away as well, are you? There we are. Oh, there we are. So that's my little treat holder. And as I say, that is, I'll make another 12 from that designer series paper, and that's one of my little swaps for Onstage. So there we are. That's what I wanted to show you there. So I'll probably have 12 of the little bees. I want 12 of the little flowers, and then I'll have 12 of something else. So that'll be me for my swaps. So as I say, if you're at Onstage, come and swap with me, and we'll have a chat. Tell me you saw me making them and you want to claim yours. There we are. Okay, so that's our first thing that we're going to look at today. Just that. So that's my swaps. So come and see me at Onstage if you're there. The second thing I'm going to do is I have a session on the second Tuesday of every month where I just pop together a card type or a fun fold, a simple card or that sort of thing. I put the measurements up and I just open up my Zoom, and whoever wants to join me make the card. We make the card together. So this month we are making and I think I got this design from Sue Campfield, who has some lovely designs. If you don't follow her, please do. She has amazing fun folds. I think she makes them up herself. She must have a mind of an architect or a jet engineer or something, I think. Anyway, so she calls this a BandStand card, and it seems like it's the go-to card at the moment. Everyone seems to be making their own version of it, and this is my version. So I think it would translate really, really well to a 5x7. I think it would be striking as a 5x7, but this is a 4x6, so it fits a normal size envelope. This was my first attempt here. It uses the Bloom Impressions, which is our current celebration, one of our current celebration freebies. By the way, celebration ends on the 28th, which is only 6 days away. So if you did want to join the team or buy and claim your freebies, please do so before the 28th. I meant to mention that at the beginning, but I obviously forgot. Yeah, the Chatty Stampers, we'd love to have you in the team if you would like to join us during celebration and get the great joining offer. Okay, but anyway, this is my original BandStand card. I decorated it with the Everyday Arches bundle, which you can see there. It stands up like that, or like that, so it sort of looks, you can see it's got that 3D effect happening, and on the back you pop your white panel. So that was my first one. Then I decided to get with the bees. I'm just into the bees at the moment since we're doing the meant to be scrapbooking kit. So I did this one with the bees, and you can see the difference there is I've popped a piece of acetate behind there, so it looks like our little bees are flying in the air, which is cool. Then I decided to flip it on its side, and I changed the measurements a wee bit to do they're sort of like a landscape version. I did this as a portrait version. So this one here, again, I've used acetate, and this time I used the mixed media florals suite to decorate that one. So it's got the little die cut behind, the daisy there, and it's decorated with the mixed florals paper. I didn't put a white panel on there. So that one's really nice. And the mixed labels bundle for the sentiment. Now this flower isn't quite as tall as that in real life when you actually do it. The reason I've popped the sentiment there, and I don't know if I can show you, I don't know that I can do it to show you, but anyway, I wanted it taller than it actually was, so I snipped it in half, extended it out and covered over the gap with the little sentiment in the middle. So there you are. That's I thought that was good. It gave me the extra height I wanted. So that's the 3 I've created so far. As you can tell, I do get a little bit carried away when I find something I like. So they're the 3. I'm going to make something again completely different on Tuesday night. As I say, come craft with me Tuesday night. The measurements are in the event, and we'll make something like that together. But I thought I would make something, another one today with you, if you're joining us now. There's a fair few of us on. I'm going to use the Thankful Garden stamp set to actually make one of these BandStand cards for us, just as a bit of a preliminary introduction to our my craft along session on Tuesday evening. Okay, using again the gorgeous paper. So I'm using this one here, which is got a garden green background with some white flowers there and some crushed curry detail. I'm going to use the decorative mask. I've sort of ruined the surprise by having one there ready already. Now, measurements for this BandStand card are a little bit exclusive to me because I fiddled it a wee bit, but they are on the event in my Facebook page if you would like it. Otherwise, I can send them out to you if you contact me, or I'll add them to the description. Okay, but I have cut the pieces already. This one is 5.5 by 4 1/4, and it's been scored at 3/4 of an inch in from both ends. So that's the back there. These two little, I don't know what we call them, front bits. They're 7 long, 1.5 inches wide, and they've been scored again at 3/4 of an inch from either end and 2.5 inches from either end. You can see there. So 3/4, 2.5, flip it around, 3/4, 2.5. And you do that twice. So that's what we've got there. And then I've got the various other bits and bobs as well. But let's pop this thing together. Now the paper I'm going to use, I've cut it already. So you basically I've just reduced the size of each of these little faces by 3 mils or 1/8 of an inch, and that's the size you cut the paper. So let's have a look here. I made this style in a Christmas card. Oh, nice. Love to see it. Okay, so I've cut the paper. I'm going to use the reverse side, which is a black stripe, black and white stripe on the inside of our card. So in there, and I've got 2 pieces to go either side there as well. So I just wanted a black sort of plain backing so that it, while it gives it the height, it also doesn't take away from the detail at the front. Now the glue's decided not to work. It's going to come out in a big splodge. Oh, there it goes. There she blows. I'm just going to add that. As I say, I've got all the paper and all the cardstock measurements in the event for Tuesday night's Come Craft with me. If you want to go to my Facebook page and check that out. If you're watching on YouTube, I can add that to the description if you like. Just yell out. Okay, so I've got 2 narrower pieces here. Fairly long video today, so hopefully you've stuck with me to the end. A few new ones joining, thank you. I've got a bit too much glue on that one. It'll survive since it all decided to come out in a big blob. And that on that side. There, as I say, just a nice black sort of plain coloured background to give the front a bit of a lift. So these ones here, and I'm going to use the green side, the flower side on there. So I'll just glue those on. Oh, forgive the noise. Paper does have sort of a slight top and bottom sort of feel to it. The flowers sort of tend to face one way. That just might be me imagining things, but anyway. Getting this basic construction underway quickly, or done quickly, so that we can get to the decorative masks, which is what I really want to show you. It's definitely upside down. There we go. So that's the one part of our top. Here is another one. The house is so quiet at the moment. Stevie's at swimming, and then he's got a meeting or something, he said, afterwards, so he's not going to be home till after lunch. So I've got a lovely quiet house and all the internet bandwidth that I need. Usually I'm fighting him for the bandwidth as he watches his YouTube videos or whatever, but he's not here, so I am in control. we go. So that's the top or the bottom or the other side. There we are. So what we need to do now is bring back the back, and you add some glue to the underside. Yeah, I'll make sure I'm doing that right. Underside of the tabs. You bring those in and fold them toward around the back of the card front. Okay, a little bit fiddly. Best to use our glue because it'll let you have a little bit of wriggle room, as we always say. So they are on the back there, and it folds there. See, so that's it there. Have a sample fold, make sure it folds flat. That's important when we make our fun folds. And a little bit of glue there, and wrap it round the back and fold it down. Important with this one that you make sure it lines up with the bottom of the card so it sits flat on your surface. And I'm paying for that little bit of extra glue that was there. Don't stick. Okay, so that's the bandstand effect there. You see how that looks? So what we do now is turn around the back. So we've got 2 more strips of the patterned paper, and we just cover over those little tabs there that you might think are a little bit messy. We just cover them over with a strip of paper. One there. And another one there. Okay, so that sort of covers over those tabs there. And I am definitely paying for the excess glue there. Don't stick. Okay, so that's there. And then I've got my piece of white for my personal message. It's going to sit in the back there. Okay. Sharon put the tabs under the DSP in the front. Yeah, I tried that as well, Sharon, but I don't know whether my measurements were slightly different, but it seemed too big. And I did have trouble feeding the paper up there to get it once it was all in place. But yeah, I agree. It's probably a neater way of doing it, but that's okay. We can't see it too much now. It's covered with paper. So there's a little bit. There we go. I have no idea. Excuse me. Just bear with me for a minute. I'm just getting rid of some weird stuff. There we go. Okay. There we go. So that's the bandstand part of this all done. Okay, cool. Okay, so now let's do this is the bit I'm really looking forward to. Let's use the masks with the Thankful Garden stamp set. So I'll grab a plain piece of cardstock. Now I'm going to use the hydrangea for the front of this one. So this is I assume it's a hydrangea. It's got lovely multi-part flowers. So we're going to call it a hydrangea. Bear with me for a minute. That's it. Okay. And I'm going to stamp it first of all with black. That's quite cute just on its own, really, isn't it? And then we'll bring in the decorative masks. So I'm going to use the blue. I'm going to have a blue hydrangea for this one with the blueberry bushel. And the green is the garden green, which matches the paper. So the mask has 5 parts. And as I mentioned, you actually have both flowers from the stamp set on the mask. Haven't quite worked out how you could do them both at the same time, but I'm doing one at a time, so that's okay. So you've got both the daisy and the hydrangea in the mask, as you can see there, one on one side and one on the other. I'm just going to do the hydrangea at the moment. So the very first thing I do when I'm using a decorative mask is once I've got it lined up, and once you have it lined up, once you have it lined up, right, which I think is that way, there. So once you have it lined up, so that's the orientation it needs to be, I will pop a little pencil mark or something similar to identify a corner. Okay, so I've put a little mark on there, so I know that every time I bring the next mask in, I know that that's the orientation that I have to put it at to line them up. Otherwise, you're doing a little twisty, turny, searchy thing every time you bring a new mask in. So that's the first one. So another secret with the masks is beginning what colour cardstock. So the cardstock is garden green, and the paper is the brand new magical Thankful Garden. It's an upcoming online exclusive. Probably has a different, on its own it's probably called something different. Lovely Garden. So it's a new designer series paper coming available to customers early March. It's usually about the 5th or 6th or something. So line that up, give it a little bit. This is the blue. Secret with the masks is I keep it fairly light for the first pass and then get gradually darker and darker as we add layers. So there's our first layer with our first mask. I'll bring in the second one. Again, line it up with my little pencil mark so I know where I'm headed. There we go. So second pass with our blue, a little bit darker again. As I say, I do love masks. They make me feel much more artistic than I actually am. Just give me a mask and a blending brush and I become, I don't know, Leonardo da Vinci or something. Anyway, so third mask, line that up as well with our pencil corner. There we are. Coming in again, this one's the heaviest one. This is the last petal mask. There we are. Isn't that gorgeous? It adds so much sort of 3D effect to that flower. You could almost reach out and pick it. So the last two are for the leaf. So I've got my garden green here. First leaf one. Again, lining it up with my little corners. I know where it's got to be. Garden green ink. Yeah. And the last one, a little bit more detail for our leaves. Put the veins in. And I'll give these, I've left them a bit dirty, I'll give them a wash once I go off. Once I'm tidying up after this video, I'll give them a cleaned up. There we are. So that's our hydrangea done. Isn't that just gorgeous? Gorgeous. I always say gorgeous. My husband goes, you say that a lot. Do you actually mean it? So it's gorgeous, but it is gorgeous this time. I think he catches me sometimes saying something's gorgeous when maybe it's not. But this one is gorgeous. There you go. So the dies, they have the dies to cut these out. So the Thankful Garden dies. You have both flowers, so the hydrangea and the daisy. Plus you have some extra leaves that you can do with just plain cardstock, plus all the little bits and pieces. Now the good thing with this one is you can cut out the whole hydrangea there, so that's the one to do the whole one. Then I've got this little one here, which if you bring it in and hold your tongue right and work it out, is actually just this little, I did work it out. It's just, I thought it was that one. No, which is just, she did work it out. No. Oh, goodness me. As you say, sometimes you have to, there, which is just those 3 little flowers. I'll bring it a bit closer so you can see. So it's just those 3 little flowers there. So you can cut them out separately. So what I think I might try with this one, and as you saw before, I do have a backup just in case this goes terribly wrong. I'm going to actually try and cut this out separately and add it to our design. I reckon you could, if you coloured 2 lots of flowers, which I have, you could just put one piece. You could just put one piece, just put that there, cut that out, and then attach it to there. But I think that's such a waste of some lovely flowers and things. So I'm going to try and do it with just the one. Let's see how we go. Okay, let's get our machine over. Without destroying everything as we go would be good. I'll cut this first. Don't know whether it's a good idea to cut this first and then the other one second. We'll give it a go. It's all right. I'm learning as I go with this one. So there's the original there. That's really nice. Could quite happily, without any trouble whatsoever, just use that on the front, which is what I'm going to do. So that would go quite nicely there. It's big enough to be glued to the top and the bottom. So I think that's really nice. I'm happy with how that's going. But I will tempt fate by cutting out these little extras. If I can remember how it went. Oh, Sharon, tell me, help me again. No, keep rotating. I'll find it eventually. That's it. Got it. Got it, got it, got it. So I'm going to cut out those 3 just with the smaller die. Don't worry, I have my backup just in case this all goes terribly, terribly, terribly wrong. So we've got those 3 little ones there. So if I glue those, put those on some dimensionals, it's going to make the flower, in theory, look like it's got coming out at you. So we'll pop that aside for a second. See how we go. So let's bring back I'm going to need some window sheet. So I've got some window sheet there. I'm going to have to cut that. So I'm going to need the window sheet, the height of the card, so that's 4 1/4, and 2 inches wide. We'll get it just on that little front panel there. So 4 1/4 by 2. Wouldn't have to be the full 2 inches when I think about it. You really would only just need enough to glue your flower to. There we are. So that's our window sheet. And if I hadn't cut the flower out and was using the whole flower, I think I could do without window sheet completely. But because I've cut out that central thing, I think I'm going to need the window sheet to give it something to stick to. Grab some double-sided tape. Oh, we talk often. We talk often about the backings to our dimensionals and weird places they get to. I mean, they always fall out of your clothing when you go to the shower, or you pop to the loo. I know mine just are everywhere, But we just came back from holidays, and we were visiting a friend in New South Wales. And the morning that I was cleaning up our little unit to leave, I looked down and there was a dimensional backing on the floor. I needed to sweep it, amongst all the other stuff I needed to sweep up. Not that we're dirty people, but you like to make things clean when you're leaving. And there was a dimensional backing there. And I thought to myself, I didn't bring any crafting with me. I didn't. I was having a holiday away from crafting, and there was this dimensional backing sitting there in the middle on the floor, on the middle of our unit, just there. So it must have got on my clothing and hitched a ride to New South Wales with me. So yes, they do get everywhere, and even when you're not crafting, they follow you. So yeah, there you go. I have dug them up in the garden and things like that. They've been all sorts of places. Okay, so that is the main part of the flower. So that's the hydrangea. Here are our little bits that we cut out. So let's pop them on some dimensionals. As I say, I'm not overly sure how this is going to go, but it should be okay. My dog Blossom goes into a crafter and comes out with stuck to her nose. That's so cute. Okay, now it's a matter of rotating it again to get it into the right position. It must be that way, mustn't it? Yeah, there we are. We'll pop that in place. Yep, that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Sort of just gives those three little flowers a little bit of height away from the rest of the flower. So probably a bit hard to see on this. I suppose what you could do then is cut out more and actually pop them elsewhere on the flower as well to give the whole thing a bit of a 3D effect. But I'm not going to ruin the beautiful one that I've done. I'm going to use that on something else. So there we are. So that's the flower on the front of our BandStand card. Sentiment-wise, we should do a sentiment, shouldn't we? Just going to pop a little sentiment around there somewhere. So we've got, thankful for you, friend. You make a difference with love and thanks. Thankful for you, friend. I might pop on the front, and then on the back I'll put with love. How about that? So thankful for you, friend. This one here, it's quite big actually. Now I look at it. Is it too big? Let's have a look. So if I pop that, say, off to the right there. I don't want to cover too much of our beautiful, beautiful flower, but I'll do that. Going to need a fairly large piece of cardstock. I have no idea what I'm going to cut it out with. Anyone got any ideas what I can cut this out with? Looks pretty big. Maybe I'll just hand cut it as a rectangle. I don't know what die I could use. I will do it in garden green. Stamp it in garden green. Thank you, Kylie. I'm glad you think it's perfect. I think I'm pretty happy with it too for something that I had no idea how it was going to go. I just sort of cut it out this morning and thought, I'll add the bits as we go. And that's exactly what I've done. I think it's turned out quite nicely. I think it's my favourite so far. What about round the bottom band? You just sort of pop it there, you reckon? Yeah, let's do that. We can try it anyway, and then I won't cover any of my beautiful flower. Let's have a look. I'm just going to cut that with my trimmer, I think. I nearly grabbed the trimmer that doesn't have any blades. That would be no good. Let's just chop this up. There we are. It can probably be a little bit, no, I don't want to muck it around. That'll do. Let's have a look where we're going to put this. So I like Kylie's idea of putting it there. What do you reckon? Although that does cover some of our leaves and stalk. The other idea I had was that I just sort of have it there, coming off to the right. It still would be inside the footprint of the card, but it'd come off to the right-hand side there. Doesn't cover so much of the leaves, but it does cover some of the flowers. So what do you reckon? I'm going to wait for you guys to tell me what you think. So we're going to go on there. We could go, no. So our options are there, I think, at the bottom. So right bottom or middle, something like that. There. So what do you reckon? On the right-hand side, on the right on band. So I can only, it would have to be, so inside the, would have to be there, and I couldn't glue it there, so it'd sort of flip up. I don't know that I like that. I think our options are there, or can we do it there? Oh, I've put glue there. It's not going to work. About that. That's a bit of a compromise. Bottom. Is that what you mean, Kylie, there? That way? Or slightly off to the side. Oh, I hate decisions. There. What do you reckon? Waiting for people to say. So bottom or middle? Doesn't matter too much really. I think I'm going to make several of these because I love them so much. But we could put one there. And then it sort of hangs sort of magically over to the right. Come on guys, you need to help me here. Brains trust. There or there. On the flower. To be honest, I'm leaning towards there, to be honest. So as I say, I'll make another one. Maybe make another one with a smaller sentiment so it doesn't cover so much of the flower. It could go over to that side. But I don't know whether that's just me. That's a little bit too far out of centre for me. I'm just a little bit funny like that. Let's have a look. I'll pop it here. And then I'll make another one and probably regret it. So there we are. So just off to the right-hand side, make sure it's inside the footprint of your card so it still fits in its envelope. And thankfully those little flowers sort of they look like they're really meant to be there, aren't they? They sort of pop in and around that thank you quite well. Make sure it's sort of straight. There we go. And there's our card. So it's going to sit up like that on the oh, has the sound disappeared? Has everyone's sound disappeared? Or is it just my microphone's still there? Oh, okay. Okay, it might have just been that I went a little bit too far away from the mic. That's all right. Often happens when I'm getting creative. So there we are. So that's our Thankful Garden BandStand card there. If anyone else has lost their sound, can they please let me know? Might be a little bit too late to get it back. Bling-wise, I could use the bling from the new suite, but I think actually I will leave it as is because I don't think it needs anything else. I think that's pretty perfect. Okay, so if you'd like to make this card along with me on Tuesday evening local time, we'll be making it as our Come Craft with me. I'll try and think of some other card to make, so I won't make the same one. So we've got the one there that we've made ourselves, and as I say, that is with the Thankful Garden Suite collection, which is available to customers for early March. If you're a demonstrator, it's on pre-order at the moment. And we've got the others there that I've made over the last few days just to get myself used to the design. But anyway, there we are. So today, thank you for joining me. We've had a look at my Onstage Swaps. We've also looked at the BandStand Card, and we've chatted about celebration ending on the 28th. So important if you'd like to join the team or anyone's team, or you'd like to shop and get the freebies. The 28th is the close off for that. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me. I was really pleased to see you all. I know it's a little bit longer than my usual. It's at an hour. That is a long one, but hopefully it was worth hanging around for. Thanks for joining me. Any questions at all, please reach out. I'll pop the measurements in the description of the video, both on Facebook and YouTube, if you'd like to grab those. And as I say, if you can't find them, please reach out and I'll send them through to you. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Have a great weekend,